That's what it is. Okay. I was just with one of the screens figuring out with that how that's working. Uh I'll say good morning from the East Coast. The good thing with these lives, there's always the replay. Um, with one of the lives I have, because it goes over an hour, I usually they don't get the option for a replay, but luckily on here you do. So I know also when I decide to go live, I know I did not schedule the live and I'm experimenting with times that I know that you can always catch the replay. Maybe you are on lunch break. If you're in Europe, it's 4 little after 4:30 p.m. in England, 5:30 p.m. in Rome, 6:30 p.m. in Athens, Greece. So I wanted to just hammer out what I've been talking about the last couple days. I do have my white protection candle lit. I did not say a prayer, but maybe we'll say a prayer now. Spirit, I ask that you protect me and anyone that is watching this live with good intentions to only be surrounded by pure people that embrace you and your light. Amen. Okay, so a little prayer. Not that I'm really concerned. Sometimes I have some on here I'm pointing this way that leave little to be desired. So I'll get started. There's a full moon Sunday, about 4 a.m. East Coast time. And I'm talking about it now because the next live will be after the full moon. And by next week, Mercury will have moved into Cancer. So the thinking communication planet has been moving really quick. If you like quick energy, then it works for you. If you don't like quick and lots of ideas filtering in, then this may not work for you. And then starting Monday, when the thinking communication planet moves into Cancer, that may be more your speed. Saying anything with signings or paperwork. So I'm going to start saying this like a broken record. Now through next month is really the time you want to get it in, because definitely half of July, more than half of July is going to be a wash. Look, if you have to sign something in July, you have to sign it. I know that. Hi, Broken. Welcome to the Paranormal Psychic Live. I'm talking about Mercury going retrograde the end of next month. If you need to sign something in July, start a job, you do what you have to do. But if you can control that, I would definitely, for the first 2/3 of July, not sign. Hi, Rip Rob. Welcome to the Paranormal Psychic Live. You can also let me know which topics pertaining to the paranormal you're interested in. Hi, Stella. Welcome to the Paranormal Psychic Live. You can let me know which topics you're interested in, where you're tuning in from. I do mix it up on here and have started to go earlier with the live. What's up, Rip Rob? Getting ready for that full moon Sunday, among other things, too. So I'll start off with thank you, Stella. I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that too. I still come on here even though some of honestly my friends, one of my other lives, at times we have a couple thousand people on, but I'm being patient and sticking it out, uh, and still committing to going live on here on YouTube, and I also got Facebook to the right. So but I'm more looking at YouTube, as you can see, but Facebook, I'm here if you decide to watch the replay, saying, but hopefully over time more people will discover my live, so I really do appreciate you saying that, because I do hustle to put videos together and content, and I usually do have talking points. Yeah, I try to look out for small creators because they need more. You're right, because there are a lot of talented small creators, and they're not getting the audience they should be getting. You're bringing up a really good point, and I'm saying this across the board about a lot of small creators. They're very talented, but it's a trial and error game. Um, the most important part about the game itself was that the game itself is the very ability of a player in the same I was playing, and it was very fun. Well, it is too. It is a lot like a game, and I say this even with business deals, right? That you can't give up, meaning like saying this is why I still commit to come on here and go live. With a couple other of my social media, that there's a strong paranormal community with the follows. It took a while, and it was not why I started my social. It was not the intention of why I started this channel or my other social media pages, but my followers told me what they want from me. And that's why I have my long sleeve spooky season, because it's always spooky season, not just the month of October, saying. And when I started my social media, it wasn't to primarily film ghost story videos. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I like going on location. I was just talking with a paranormal investigator this morning. There's a lot of moving parts to the videos, to have a final product, but I do take suggestions. Like, the next video I'll probably post on here from a town in New Jersey, that was a suggestion in the comments. Like, somebody was telling me in the comments, about a location in Mays Landing where I've filmed, I would say even many videos at this point, about 10. There, they were in the comments, hey, did you know the watering hole here is also haunted? And someone else in the comments said, hey, the firehouse in town is also haunted. We have EVPs. So that's why, too, you're getting 2 cats in 2 hours. That is exciting. You got rid of 2 dogs, but at least you still have buddies. If you don't mind, I ask, you had to get rid of the dogs because it is exciting you're getting 2 cats. Congratulations. I mean, animals are great for your health, your state of mind, saying, there's a lot of benefits. I know, I had him one time as the background. I realized I didn't put a background today on here, but that's okay. Saying, I know that one of the lives I had Cypress as my background. He's a German Shepherd that I'm very close to. I was just with him on Monday, and it is like a therapy being with the animals. They're too big, that's why they're making the floors dirty. Yeah, and they're easier to take care of too. I get it. With cats, from the dog is more dependent on you. You have to take it for a walk. The cat goes in the litter box, you scoop it up with the poop scooper, you put it in the garbage, you call it a day. as long, the cat usually pees and poops in the litter box. Dogs are, also too, you have to play with the dog. Like, I mean, it was even Monday. I took Cypress for a walk. He's a German Shepherd. Yeah, they do mind their own business. They're more independent. A dog is, you could say, in a way, more in need than a cat. Like, you know what I mean? You can leave a cat for days. I mean, you could with the dog have the dog sitter. Dogs don't really do well for extended hours the way a cat, as long as you leave the cat food and, because I know this too. For my one friend in Vegas, I've I've cat sat for her. It's not high maintenance with the cats, too. Um, the putting out the food, the, fresh bowl of water. They go in the litter box, you put it in the garbage. It's pretty much it. I do sometimes if the cat is, I do like to brush. I call it a brush off, because it's also a relaxation for the cat and also too if he or she is shedding. But the dog, to say like with Cypress expects you to play with him. I'm talking inside the house. Plus, you have to walk him. Plus, he whimpers to be petted and like he gets a little diva with the paw, like you're not paying enough attention to me. You played with them a lot in the house, but the golden retriever, yeah, they are big golden retrievers, and he's a light gold one. He eats tiny stuff and leaves it chewed up. Yeah, it's tough when they chew. I know my one friend, she got a rescue this year and he Willie chews. I think he's a beagle mix, but that is tough when they chew. Were you able to find the golden retrievers a home? If you don't want to answer, that's okay too. But yeah, I mean it's tough. They are big dogs, I mean, Cypress, has his needs, saying for sure. That's why, I mean, saying for me, I get him, you know toys, treats, playing with him. He likes to play with the rope, the tug of war. you know um he chews on the toys. It's like a calming until he totally annihilates them, which for me, it's why I do get him the toys. I don't mind. That's what they're there for, because also too great. Luckily, Cypress is not a chewer. Saying, but you really, with the dogs, you have to keep them mentally stimulated. You got to keep them on their toes. Like I've taught Cypress about his chakras. He loves it. He loves when we go through his chakras. Patting him and explaining, here's the crown, here's the third eye, here's the throat, here's the heart, the solar plexus, and also you get to pet. He loves it because also too, you're keeping the dog stimulated, right? Because telepathically they know what you're saying. The same cats are super duper psychic. That's why you hear, a witch always had a familiar by her side. Animals are great. Cats on a maintenance level are more feasible for sure. Yeah, I get it. It's a tough call. That's saying, too. Oh good. They went to good homes. Great. I'm happy to know that too. Because you see this obviously with animals. Great that you got them in good homes. He went to Dallas and his owner is rich. Good. Okay. And also your tiny one with someone rich.